People, Deluded. I'm back again. I'm here with a special guest, West Brom's very own Leon. How you doing, my guy? You well?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm decent. I'm decent. Like we was talking about off air, lockdown seems to be easing. My family's got their health. I can't really complain, really, man. How's it been treating you? Or how was it treating you when it was a bit more stricter and stuff?
Yeah, it's good. Just really got more downtime with my family. Just spending time with my family and around the house. Getting to watch movies every so now and often. But it's been good, man. It's been good, yeah.
Mm. How was it like? You mentioned family. Like obviously you're a footballer, and by God's grace you've got a full-time scholarship. You're only gonna get less time. Like you're only gonna be away from family more, and I'm pretty sure you spent significant times away from family. So how was it actually like being able to just enjoy family and kind of football's on pause for a moment and enjoy the moments that aren't going to be there forever, sort of thing?
Yeah, it's been good. Like obviously had more time with my family. Trying to train my little brother as well. I've had more time to. Normally I'm training quite a lot, so I don't have much time to train my little brother. So when I can, just take my brother to the park, training him. So obviously getting to have a similar journey like mine and get him on the right path and
Mm.
spend. So it's been good. Yeah, it's been good.
I always see your videos of you playing football with your brother and stuff, man. How old is he?
He's 8, turning 9 next year.
Does he play for West Brom as well?
He's on trial actually. He's on trial, but he's been on quite. Yeah,
He's been on. What did you say? I didn't catch that.
he's been on quite a few clubs. To be fair, yeah, he's just been training, getting there.
Football's in the blood, man. What was it? Who was the major? When did you start playing football? Like, who got you into it? Was it an older brother, dad,
Uh, my
primary
dad,
school?
dad was my big inspiration. Obviously, he got me playing when I was young, about 4 years old. My older cousins just used to go to the park really, just kicking about, enjoying football when I was about 4 years old. Yeah.
Mm. So when did you first like join your first team in that like grassroots? If you did play for a Sunday league team.
So obviously, when I was 4, yeah, I went to the park most with my cousins and my dad, and then I think when I was 5, I joined my first Sunday league team. Um, and midway through, I kind of like switched to another Sunday league team because obviously I thought that was probably one of my friends was there, so I moved to that team. And then yeah, those are the only 2 teams I played for. That was about 6 years old when I went to my first Sunday league team.
How long was you at Sunday league teams before you obviously got the attention of scouts at West Brom or any other teams?
I was about 6 when I first got scouted, and obviously you have to play until you're 8 years old. And then when I got committed for academy football, I finished playing Sunday league at 8 years old. So 6 to 8, good 3 years, 2 years, yeah.
So it's like a thing where you was playing grassroots, you got picked up. You're not old enough to be scouted. So, I mean, signed. So you're playing while I assume training with West Brom, and then when the time comes, it's a full-time thing there. Do you remember much about your trial at West Brom?
Yeah, I do remember my first child actually. Yeah, I remember. It's changed a lot since then. We had loads of new change rooms. The dome actually we had the dome, but we didn't have a 4G back then.
Mm.
So yeah, better quite a lot
What
over
was
the
it?
years.
What was it like, man? Talk us through it. What was it like? Even though it's difficult because you was young, what was you feeling like?
My first day, I think I was a little bit nervous, but I had a couple of friends there as well. To be fair, so I felt a bit warm. The welcome was good, but I enjoyed it. I think first day I was a bit nervous, but after that I got the hang of it because more and more friends were coming along. Because obviously West Brom's quite a local team, isn't it?
Mm.
Quite a few of my friends were there, so yeah. After a while, I enjoyed it and I got the hang of it better. Yeah. So when I was going to other teams, whoever I was playing with, really, I was just getting along with them. So that put me in good stead. Yeah.
That makes sense. A bit of a selfish question for me personally. When I look at like getting scouted and stuff in your local area, I look at West Brom and correct me if I'm wrong, but you've got you lot, West Brom, you've got Villa, and you've got City. Now, me as a Londoner, I find it difficult to comprehend that it's a one area and 3 teams are looking at them because obviously you got all the Premier League teams, the Arsenal, Chelsea,
Yeah.
Spurs. You've got Charlton, you got a bag of teams, man. So is it just a case of really, if you're playing well at grassroots level, your team's doing fairly well, it's a case of you end up at one of those 3, or is there any other surrounding clubs that tend to look at players?
I think mostly the surrounding clubs. Everyone's going to the surrounding clubs. But obviously, I think it's very good when you get those bigger clubs coming through as well. But those everyone's mostly playing for those ones. Yeah.
Not to get you in any trouble, but did you have any trials at any other clubs, or is it just a case of it's been West Brom for life?
Yeah, I did. I think when I first got scouted, I think it was Wolves actually. I was going to Wolves for a bit, and then West Brom came along as well when I was about 6. And I've been to Villa as well. And when I was at Villa, we used to play quite a few big teams like Man City's, the Evertons. And obviously, one time I was playing a game for Villa, I had a very good game, and I got scouted for Everton as well.
Okay. What was it? So why is it a case of you got released from Villa or you just left? What was that?
Nah, I think when you come to A, you have to commit to one club, of course, isn't
Okay,
it?
yeah.
So obviously, all 3 clubs were an option: Wolves, Villa, and West Brom. But obviously, my heart was telling me to go West Brom.
You've picked a great club, man. Like, you're looking at you lot in the Championship, you might get promoted. There's young players in and around the squad. What's your favourite thing about West Brom, man? Because for me, if I was you, I could name 1,000 things because it just seems like a great club, a very family sort of club.
I think even when I started going there, just like the way the coaches made me feel, the vision for the academy as well, because they're really keen on trying to bring through the academy talents through to the first. And obviously, I think you've seen that the likes of Nathan Ferguson, who's doing very well for academy football. So yeah, just the vision that it was bringing through the academy.
Obviously, I've talked a lot in this interview, and I've been kind of selfish. For those that have never watched you play before or anything like that, how would you describe your playing style and stuff like that, and what position do you play, etc., etc.?
Obviously, I'm quite versatile, so I mainly play centre back, but obviously I can fit in at right back and left back as well. So I'll say I'm quite a versatile player. My defending is one of my strengths, and my heading as well. And I say I'm quite composed on the ball. I like to step in very well.
Who do you obviously, like, in my 25 years, I've seen the way centre half is changing, innit? Like, the same things are still there. You got to be good in the air, you got to be strong and all them basic things. But in today's day and age, ball playing, when you talk about defenders, that's the first thing you mention. So it's like 2 questions really. What sort of players do you look at as like who you want to be like, or who do you try and take things from? And how do you feel like being in that position, how it's kind of evolved, seeing that sort of transformation into ball playing, centre halves, etc.?
I think obviously the main one probably for me is Sergio Ramos and the likes of Van Dijk. I like watching those. I think the way they're both threats in both boxes, so they do the job in their own box and then they're chipping with goals every here now and then. And the way they just demand from the back, like Sergio Ramos is a great captain. Van Dijk is vocal. The way he just raises the tempo of others, and they drive to win. Most importantly, as well, that they always want to and be the best of how they can be. So yeah, definitely them too. And I think in the academy as well, probably say Nathan Ferguson. He's a very good role model to look up to, if you've heard of him.
How's the role of a centre half changed for you watching it, like over the years?
I think centre halves, as you probably say, they're more ball playing now. So I think the fundamentals definitely heading, grit to defend, heading, and 1v1 defending are definitely those fundamentals. But I think it's a good addition to your game if you're good on the ball, good leader, communicate well. So yeah, those.
Have you got any assists this season? Speaking of the modern day centre half, did you get any goals and assists prior to the season ending? Was you involved in any pre-moves?
I got a bit short, so I probably could have chipped in with a bit more. But yeah, I got a goal when I was playing the 17s game actually, diving header. So yeah, headers.
Right. Have you always been a centre half?
Actually, no. I started my career as a striker, slash winger.
So talk us through that, man. What was the move? Like, how did that happen? Like, you just got shifted all the way back.
Obviously, basically, when I was younger, obviously everyone starts off loves scoring goals and everything. So when I was younger, I was a striker, mainly getting scouted as a striker slash winger. I think only Villa got scouted as a defender because I played one good game in defence. So I was, again, back then I was versatile. I could play most places as well. But I think when I got scouted for West Brom, when I got to under 10s, coaches just all sat us down. He's asked everyone, what position do you play? I've said winger, and then I've played at the back one game, which had a terrific game. So from there all season, I've just been dominating at the back, and then from there, obviously, became a defender.
That's interesting to hear, man. It's always funny hearing the stories of how you lot have ended up in your positions and things. Yeah. Obviously, everything's important. Like, every aspect of being a defender is important. But what do you feel is the most important thing for a centre half to have in their game?
I think centre half, just composed and resilience. I'd say resilience.
Why?
Resilience, I think, because you got to keep going because you're basically the engine of the team, start the attack, and you got to lead from the back most importantly. And I think if you're feeling down or something, or you feel like you don't want to go anymore, you don't want to push anymore, it's going to show on the rest of the team. So you've got to be the engine of the team. You've got to keep pushing. You got to be resilient through tough times. So I think, yeah, definitely resilience. Push on the ball as well. If you're looking at top level football.
Fantastic answer, my guy, man. Really good answer. Obviously, next year you're going to be a full-time scholar at West Brom. First and foremost, congratulations. It's a nice touch for you and your family. It's a long journey. What's your feelings going into that? Because now you're playing full-time football. Everybody's developing physically, mentally, tactically at different times. Obviously, it's training every day and having to cope with that. What's your feelings, man?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot, actually. Yeah, looking forward to it a lot. Obviously, the feeling was good. And obviously looking to keep pushing and hopefully get my pro contract, which is the next journey. But yeah, looking forward to just day by day, just doing what you love, really, just full time, because you can't ask for anything better than that. It just doesn't get better than that. So yeah, doing what I love day to day, looking forward to it.
Will you be staying in digs? Because I know you're a local lad to West Brom. Like, I don't know if that's a thing for them.
I live in Warsaw, and the training ground's based in Warsaw, so it's very quick. It's around the corner, basically. So now I'll be staying at home.
So how was this season going for you prior to obviously everyone's season being ended at this level effectively? How did it feel? Obviously it ended with a high because you got your scholarship and whatnot.
Yeah.
But congratulations again. But yeah, man.
I think obviously there was loads of competition in and around there. Like training was very intense. So obviously everyone's trying to get their scholarships. But I think it was going good. I just finished. I got an 18s appearance in. And 17s as well. So I was knocking on the 18s doors. So yeah, it was going good for me actually. And I was obviously looking to try and get in and around the squad even more. But obviously, due to unfortunate circumstances, the season got cut short. But yeah, it was going good for me. Yeah, it was going good.
What was it like playing for 17s and also playing for 18s? What was it like physically or just in the game? Because
the strikers are way more faster and obviously they're more probably sharper than the 16s. Like they can do like quite a lot of things that 16s but they probably can't do. Their movement's better, but better in the air as well. And obviously they do more gym work as well, so they're more physical. So it was a good test for me. Yeah, it was a good test.
What was your takeaways from like your appearances then? Like, what did you come off the field and say, "Oh, I need to work on," or "I want to be able to do that"? What was the like first thought that come through your head?
I think one of my, because when we was playing 17s, it was quite lower league teams, and the lower league teams are probably quite a bit more bigger. Just knowing my game, because like don't let, if someone's bigger than you, that shouldn't affect you, or maybe if someone's a bit bigger than you, that shouldn't affect you. So me just knowing what the striker's move is going to be, and not just keep on believing in myself, just telling myself that I'll go into the game. I'm going to come out on top today and just being resilient.
Let me take you back to, obviously, well, not take you too far back, but this season. Now, what's it like being in a squad with the scholarship games, with the scholarship in mind? Because every training session, if I've had a good session or a bad session, your feelings are going to be according. You might hear some of your friends are getting scholars and other people are not. And the same goes for other clubs. So, like, what's it like being in that situation sort of thing? And what was it like paint a picture for us in terms of that?
Sorry, say that again. I didn't catch that.
So I'm basically saying, obviously this season, with every training session you play well and matches accordingly, the scholarship's playing on your mind. So what is it like mentally dealing with that for us that are not in that? Like paint a picture for us.
Oh, I think obviously the change rooms are quite they're quite a good vibe for everyone. So obviously there's quite a lot of competition as well. So obviously everyone thinks that training, like there's loads of competition in every position. So it's quite a serious environment as well. So yeah, going day by day, knowing that you have to give 100% in every training session, really, that has to be the mentality. Because in a click of your fingers, you could be not playing. So yeah, every session you gotta go into. And I think even training I was training with the 18s last year. You could see the difference. Really, the tempo was just higher. Everyone takes everything more serious because it's basically in a professional environment. So anything can happen. If you have one bad game, there's someone else in position that could that could just come and have one good game and it's over for you. So I think, yeah, every session, 100%.
That's a fantastic answer. Obviously, the bad side of football is unfortunately not everybody can be gold away and stuff. Like I'm sure along the steps of you getting a scholar, there's friends that have been at West Brom as long as you have. They didn't get scholars, or they've been released at different sorts of years along the way. What's it like seeing, friends be released, and not just according to your club? There's obviously, you've got mates at other teams and stuff. What's it like seeing the whole release thing and all the sort of stories you don't hear about from football?
Yeah, because I think ever since I was young, it's been going on for quite a while. So seeing some of your friends go, it's not the nicest of times, really, because you just want to make it with your friends, really and truly. But it's just not everything can go your way in football. So yeah, it's quite tough. But as long as you got to keep, I wouldn't say be selfish, but obviously you got to keep pushing yourself, focusing yourself at times. Just make sure you're the best of your game.
Fantastic answer. Obviously, I forgot to ask you, at the start of this season, did you set yourself any targets or goals that you wanted to achieve or hit in a football in regards?
Obviously, the main one was to obviously get my scholarship.
Of course.
But really and truly, I actually wanted to get 18s appearances before the end of the season. And obviously, I achieved that. But I probably wanted to get more, but obviously, unfortunately, the season got cut short. But yeah, 18s appearances were the main goal for me.
How many appearances did you make?
Just one, actually, just before the break. I think it was like the last game before the COVID break, and then it got cut short, isn't it?
There's a silver lining in everything, man. Obviously, it affected everyone's stuff, but your next season, it just makes you hungrier and more ready to assert yourself, man. It's all good. Obviously, that sets me up nicely for my final question for you. What do you feel for a young player is the most important sort of attribute they need to have any chance of being a pro? Is it something mentally, physically, technically? What would it be for you?
I think all aspects, really. I think coming from a humble background is probably one of the main ones. Someone that's got to keep you grounded, keep pushing you through tough times, and someone to just guide you to how you get to the top. And I think dedication, making sacrifices as well. Because me, I'd say I've had to make quite a few sacrifices over the years. Times when my parents have gone on holiday, I had to stay behind, focus on football. So I'm, again, sharp. And yeah, just mental toughness as well. And hard work, probably the most important things for me.
That was a fantastic thing, man. That was a fantastic answer. It's been terrific doing this with you, Leon, man. I'd love to do this in a significant period when you've obviously been allowed to start playing football again. But yeah, man, on behalf of myself and everybody listening, I'd like to say thank you. I'd like to say again, congratulations on your scholar, man. And I'm wishing you all the best, my guy. Take care, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. You too.
No worries, my guy. I'm out.